Hello, welcome on Mathilde and Sligo.
Hey, j'espère que vous allez bien. On se retrouve aujourd'hui dans une nouvelle vidéo qui va être une vidéo une journée dans ma peau dans une écurie de luxe. J'espère que ça va vous plaire. C'est parti! Donc on vient d'arriver ce matin aux écuries Joyce Heuitink. Là, Sligo est dans son box, je vais lui faire un petit pensage pour commencer la journée. Et ensuite, il ira sans doute au paddock et cet après-midi, j'aurai un cours. Donc là, on va commencer par un petit pensage. Il est juste ici. Voilà, il nous attend, c'est parfait. Donc c'est vrai que vous êtes assez nombreux à me demander ce que j'utilise au niveau du pensage et ça fait près 2-3 mois que j'utilise ces brosses là. Je les ai reçues juste après le confinement, c'est des brosses Animalon, donc c'est une marque allemande et en fait elles sont hyper flexibles et c'est hyper pratique pour le pensage. Je vous mets le lien dans la barre d'infos avec mon code promo si jamais ça vous intéresse, mais voilà, c'est vrai que j'ai eu beaucoup de questions à ce sujet là, donc voilà la réponse. Bon les gars, juste avant de continuer la journée, je vous propose de découvrir l'interview de Joyce, donc c'est parti!
My name is Joyce Heuitink and I live in the Netherlands and I'm the National Paralympic Dressage coach. I started riding when I was 3. I didn't call it riding, I was just sitting on a little Shetland pony. And often my parents had to look for me because often I was sitting in the field and looking for flowers or little ants or something, and then the pony was just grazing. Then when I was 6 I had my first competition pony and I started competing. Well, I do not remember a lot because it's a long time ago, but I remember she was a nice pony and she was listening well. She was a very good jumper. She was 1.20 m and at home I jumped 1.30 m. And I was only like 8 years old and I could just steer her to a fence and she would jump it. So that was very nice. And yeah, she was nice with like tacking up and brushing and yeah, just a cuddle pony. Yeah, eventually, when I was like 11, I had like a normal dressage pony competing FEI level, but not international. And the pony got lame, so eventually I got a 3-year-old, was bred as a KWPN, but then too small. She was only 1.54 m. So that's something in between FEI size and a horse. But she was an amazing mover. I became national champion with her when she was 5. At FEI level, but I could not compete FEI because she was too big. And she started growing, and at the age of 6 we were first reserve for the national junior team for the European Championship. And at the age of 7 we were in the national team. And by that time I was still jumping, and then the national coach asked me to stop jumping because he said maybe it's too risky if you just do it before the championship. Well, the one horse that, well, actually changed my life was Berkel Eye Dancer, because she was the one that brought me from complete amateur level to 6 European Championship with 8 medals. So that was, yeah, my first step into a little bit more professionalism. And then the horse that I've got now, Gaudi Vita, he's just stunning. He scored 75% so far at all the levels that he competed and won so many medals and also so many victories at international shows, and I love to work with him every day. He's so cute and sweet, and yeah, it just makes me happy. Well, I did not really study to become a trainer. I studied law, but I didn't finish it because I was away too often. I did European Business and Management studies. I finished that and I had a normal job first at a university. where I was like project manager, and eventually I started working for Ankie van Grunsven at her stable, but in the office. And then because I was still riding and also coaching, because people wanted to have lessons, and I also loved it. I also got para students, so people with a disability, and I loved judging. So in the meantime, I started judging too at the lowest level. Then at the age of 28, I became Grand Prix judge, so that was quite soon. And not long after that, so that was at the end of 2012, they asked me if I wanted to become the national para dressage coach. And to do that, I had to be a Grand Prix rider and or a trainer and or judge. And so between my 23rd and 28, I managed to do all these three. So that was nice, and I got the job. No, like my best memory, I competed in Aachen, the big Aachen show in June, July. I competed twice. And the last time was last year, but the first time was in 2002. And I was very young then. But it was just so amazing. I will never forget, like the crowd, and it was like 8,000 people clapping. And then you had on Sunday the farewell ceremony with 45,000 people in that jumping stadium, all waving with this little white tissue. And that was so emotional that I will never forget that. But I think the most special moment for me as a trainer was the World Equestrian Games in 2018. That was in America, in Tryon. And that was the first time that the British Paralympic team did not win a gold medal in the nations ranking, so in the team ranking, ever. So since 1990, they had won all the gold medals, European Championship, World Championship, Paralympic Games. And at that World Championship, we won the gold medal for the first time. And it was so special because, to win is special, of course. I remember well that when I entered the room where there was the meeting for the draw the day after, all my colleagues were there, so all the national coaches for all the countries and all the judges, and I was the last one to come in. I don't know, I think because of celebrating. And then everybody stood up and started clapping, and that was so emotional. What I find the most special thing about riding is to work towards harmony. And that you can almost feel, like if you feel each other, like the horse can feel how I am and I can feel what the horse is like. And then if you can work towards something that feels super easy and super harmonious and that people say, oh, you make it look so easy. That's why I love it so much, because to me, okay, it became my job, but I still love to do it. So it feels like my hobby. And that's why I want fun and pleasure also. I love coaching people, yes, because, often people have a goal or a dream, and it's an amazing process to work towards this goal or dream. So if people say, okay, in 2 years I want to ride a championship, or I want to win a medal in a couple of years' time, then I love the fact that you can make a planning and a good schedule, have realistic goals, little goals in between. And then also when people say, no, I cannot do this, I don't know. And then if you can work in a way that you can make them do it, or the horse can do something they didn't expect, then I become very happy. Well, when I started working with para riders, then often you could see that they had a disability when they were sitting on a horse. And it was actually one of my goals to get them to ride so well, and this is a process that's taken very long, like 8 years already. I've got several riders in my team. When you see them riding, you would not think they have a disability. And that's not because they don't have it, it's because they are riding so well and they developed so much feeling to make it look so nice. And for example, I've got one rider with she's paralyzed from the breast down. So she has to communicate with the fingertips because she's holding the hands, the rein with the hands and holding the saddle as well, otherwise she falls off. And so she uses the voice a lot and the whip. And in the test she only has to do walk and a little bit trot. But in training she can do flying changes. She can do like 3 flying changes on a diagonal and things like that. And she does normal competitions also with leg yield in trot. And so I think that just changed the mindset of riders. So if you can develop yourself into something somebody that's so like has goals that maybe got further than you would think you could do, you know? So that's, yeah, that's what I absolutely like about being a coach. My advice would always be think about something that you want to do. So have a goal, make a good plan and execute the plan. Change the plan whenever it's necessary. But often you see riders that just get on the horse and start doing something. And if they feel like doing something but the horse is not ready for whatever reason, then sometimes you see miscommunication, and I think that's a pity. So I think if you have a good plan, a good schedule and good help, then you can get very far in reaching your goals. If you have questions about my English or whatever, just say it. Huh? So if you didn't understand what I mean, then just say like, oh, you need to explain because I don't understand it. Yeah, that's completely fine. All right, you didn't walk him a lot yet, huh? Okay, good. Yeah, the walk itself is okay. It's a nice and clear 4-beat walk. It could have a bit more over track. So if you can walk him slightly more active and forward, keep the neck a bit longer, because it's only the beginning. Huh? So you can stretch a little bit more down with the neck if he wants to. Yeah, that's fine. And then keep the contact. And in the meantime, you don't forget to feel what you normally feel. Eh? Don't become stiff because I'm talking to you. You don't need to be nervous or whatever, just do what you normally do and I'll help you with that, yeah? Because some people, they get on the horse and they see somebody else different and then they start riding completely different. Good. Keep your heels down. Yeah. Good. Good. Now keep a bit more bending to the inside because otherwise he becomes a little bit stiff, but he also doesn't bend to the inside anymore. And you can always do that with the inside hand. That's perfect. Especially because you did this, you gave the rein, you asked and you gave. I also want to ride without hands. That's always my goal. Or like without hands, without pressure. I mean, then you can always give rein and always put your hand forward and it always looks pretty. Good. You can start trotting if you like. For a first transition, it was not too bad, but maybe you felt that he was not so forward. Did you feel that? When you wanted trot, he actually said, moi, I don't know. So maybe we do that again, because now he knows what he has to do. Keep him forward, and then you make a forward, fluent transition. That is much better. Good, and you can use the whole arena, because you can hear me anyway. So you just go straight on. Yeah. And if you can, just let him stretch the neck slightly more. Trot a bit more forward. Good. Yes, that looks good. Keep going like that. And keep him slightly lower. Every time when he lifts his head a little bit, you ask a bit of bending to the inside with your inside hand. And if you feel he relaxes in it, well, then you carry on. Yeah, good. Good. Well, today he looks quite concentrated. Good. If you can, you keep your hands a bit more together. Because sometimes when he is so soft in the contact with his head down and steady, you don't need your hands so wide like this. So sometimes you can bring them slowly back together. Don't do it like this, eh? Clack, because then it's too quick. Do it with feeling. Yeah. And then just change rein somewhere, make a diagonal or something. And now a little bit more active. Because I see you have to use quite a bit leg, you know, but he's not going faster. So if you put your leg on, he needs to go forward. Exactly. Feel your hands again, bending to the left. Good. Good. All right. And now slightly more forward again, that you make some transitions in the trot. So you go a bit forward and you collect again, and you go a bit forward and you collect again. Yeah. And then you want to keep that steady contact. So if you feel when you bring him back to the collected trot or the normal trot and he pulls a little bit, then you bring your hands slightly down and you let him chew on the bit. Good, and take time, yeah. Because even people that do Grand Prix, if they have to do a transition from extended to collection, they take 4 or 5 steps time to prepare. Otherwise they also get a little mistake in the contact. Good, yeah. Good, and keep him softer. Let him chew a little bit more on your right rein. Otherwise he wants to open the mouth a little bit. Yeah. Good, and forward again. Come, no, yeah, good. And bring him back. Feel, and relax your arms in the meantime. So if you feel he softens, then you can put that hand forward. Yes, exactly, and forward again. Come on, forward. And now keep going forward until he relaxes the mouth. So bend him a bit to the inside, keep going in the same rhythm and the same speed. Yeah, good. Bend a little bit more, big circle. Keep trotting like this fast. Yeah, see now he relaxes with the neck. Then you can go slower. Because I always say to my horses when they stress in something, then I just keep doing it. I don't ask more, I don't ask less. But they have to relax. And then if they relax, then they can do something else. Shall we make a transition to canter? Just pick up the rein a little bit. Let him give in. Yeah, good. Well done. And just keep this circle. If he becomes a bit stiffer, also bend him a little bit to the outside, because here you want to ask with the right hand, but not much is happening. So if you feel you get a blocked reaction, then you take the other side. Yeah. And one of the exercises that I love to do in the canter, for example, is look. Then I canter and I bring my hands like right, left, right, left, like that. And in the meantime, you bend him a little bit to the inside and outside. Yeah. And it often helps to get a softer back, a softer contact. And if you feel he runs off with it, that he goes a little bit too fast, then you use the hand that holds the rein to slow him down and to let him give in. Yeah. And then bring that one hand forward again. Yeah. Can also be a little bit, huh? Yeah. This is nice for the video, then everybody can see. But it can also be just like a few centimeters. Yeah. And bend and canter on the circle. Good. Ha. Yeah, and now feel, huh? Look. Feel. And can be super small, huh? Until you feel he relaxes his body. Yeah. As long as you give that aid that you do in the rhythm of the canter. So it's not about pulling his head off, because we don't want to pull hard, but if you make the right timing of the aid, that's good. That's good. Yes. Good. And there his mouth is closed and it's very beautiful, Because maybe you recognize sometimes when he's a bit stiff, then he opens the mouth and you can see his tongue, eh? Yeah. For example, now he's a little bit stiff, so then you just ask and ask. Yeah, and now it's closed. Good, okay. Take more bending to the inside. Just keep turning. Keep turning, yeah, and then canter. Yeah, whoop. Oh, it's the whip. Oh, you want to show me that he's naughty. That voice of him. Now keep soft in the contact. You're not going to hold him. Keep bending. Keep bending to the right. Bending, oh, bending to the right. Keep his ass to the right. Yeah. Yes. And just see if you can get his neck just a little bit shorter. And he can do a changement? Can he do the flying change? Because on the diagonal he already changed one time behind. Yeah, keep soft in the contact. Yeah, just relax the neck, relax the mouth. See if you can put your right leg on a bit. Good, and relax, 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 relax. Do you know it was a good flying change? I don't know how good he is in the flying changes, but this was a good flying change. It was not beautiful. This is beautiful. Relax your arm again. Yeah, super. Yeah. And be very slow with your seat, because if you push a little bit too hard, then he goes fast again. So you go diagonal to your father, and then you keep the canter, this canter. And you still want him to relax, so you have to distract him a little bit. So bend him to the left. Keep his bum, his ass a bit to the left. Yeah, 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 that's good. Because the more you can bend him here, the more relaxed he will be. That is pretty. Then he starts using his body. Good. And then on the long side, you're going to do the flying change again. Don't prepare too long. Make the half hold with your hand, push with the left leg. Yeah, good boy. Give him a hug, yes, good. I thought it was going to be terrible, but it's not that bad, hey? And I canter a bit slower. Very slow with your seat. Make him soft with the bending again. Flex, yes, that's good. And then you go trot. Keep doing this. Oh, yeah, better and bend and soften. Yeah, otherwise the first few meters are stiff again. Yeah, looking good. Does he feel okay? Yeah? So what happens if you put the one hand forward and the other hand forward? See? Good. Yeah. And still, if he becomes stiff, bring the hand forward. Yeah. So you bend him a bit to the inside, you relax. That is good. That is super. Wow. That looked so easy at the end. Yeah. Good. Good. And then you make a small circle. Yeah. Great. Good. 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 And then a little bit medium trot when you're on the track. And now a little bit forward again with the same feeling. And relax, bend and relax, bend and relax, bend, and keep doing it until he's happy. Bend and relax. Good. And then do your medium trot again until you feel it's easy. Yeah. Good boy. Yeah. Okay. Change the rein. Shall we do appuyé? Whatever you like. It's your lesson. And hands down a bit. Yes, that's good. That is beautiful. Just carry on. Don't change anything. Yeah. Until you've got harmony. Harmony is important. Yeah.
And when you do this with the hand, don't pull. Feel, feel. This is so beautiful. What do you think?
I was like more relaxed.
This half pass was brilliant. You know, it had the bending, it was regular, it had a good rhythm, it had a good trot. He was softer in the neck with the nice bending, huh? But now it looked like a nice half pass. Okay. You know, if the judge sees this, he becomes happy. And if he would trot like that, then you get a 9. You know, that's the difference.
Ok les gars, je viens de finir ma séance, c'était trop bien. On a travaillé au pas, au trot, au galop, 3 allures, surtout les transitions montantes et descendantes au trot, au galop. Les départs au galop, on a fait un changement de pied à chaque main sur la piste et ça s'est plutôt bien passé alors que d'habitude je suis hyper rouge. J'ai énormément transpiré alors que d'habitude c'est vrai que les changements de pied il est très énervé, il a beaucoup de force dans l'encolure. Mais là ça s'est plutôt bien passé. Qu'est-ce qu'on a fait d'autre? On a fait des appuyés, des épaules en dedans, on a travaillé 3 assis en transition, c'était vraiment trop bien. Donc là je suis sur la piste de galop juste ici, je vais faire un petit tour de galop, là je fais un tour de pas déjà pour qu'il marche un peu et puis pour voir la piste et après je fais un petit tour au galop, enfin un tour au grand galop et ensuite j'irai le doucher et le mettre au paddock et voilà, je suis archi contente, le cours s'est super bien passé. Je vous avoue que je suis toujours un peu stressée parce que c'est en anglais, parce que c'est des coachs internationaux et moi je suis là avec mon gros Connemara, mais ça s'est super bien passé et demain j'ai encore cours à 14 h donc je suis très contente. Voilà, on se retrouve tout à l'heure après la douche et le paddock. Ok, donc là, on vient de rentrer de la piste de galop. Je vais lui faire une petite douche pour qu'il se relaxe un peu et pour détendre ses muscles. Il était vraiment top. J'ai failli me faire embarquer 4 fois sur la piste de galop, mais ça a été plutôt pas trop mal. Donc ça, c'était cool. Demain, je pense que je vais recommencer. Là, on va faire une petite douche, puis après, il va aller au paddock. Je sens que la douche ne va servir pas à grand chose, puisque une fois au paddock, il va directement se rouler dans la terre. Ça, c'est très sympa. C'est pratique d'avoir un poney blanc, mais c'est pas grave, au moins ça lui fait du bien. Donc du coup, je sais pas si vous avez vu, mais on a sorti un modèle de chaussettes avec Kozysocks, juste comme ça. Donc elles sont bleues électriques avec le logo ici, et également un logo sur le pied. Elles sont disponibles à 7,90 € sur leur site, en taille 37-40 et 40-42 dès septembre. Donc n'hésitez pas à aller les choper sur le site de Kozysocks, le lien est dans la barre d'infos. Ok les gars, on se retrouve, là on a fini la journée, on est allé dîner, on se retrouve avec Mathilde de Luxe Photographie, je vous mets son Insta dans la barre d'infos, on va aller faire un shooting dans des dunes, on a déjà fait quelques photos ici, c'était super sympa, j'ai déjà changé genre 2 fois de tenue, on part faire ça, c'est parti.
best memory in judging. That's easy. You see the picture? Totally lies.